Matt Dalgleish from Thomas Elder Markets. Matt, we talk about livestock regularly here on Flow with you, but it's been quite a noteworthy few weeks on both the cattle and the sheep market in a downward direction.
Yeah, that's right. We've seen softness in both markets. The Ecky's now down around 8.85 or 8.86. So if you consider only a month or so back, we were nudging back up towards $11. So it's a big turnaround. And that's been across the board too. We've just seen heavy steer as well drop below 400 cents. It's sitting about 380 cents live weight. So it's the first time we've been down that low for probably years. And then in the lamb space as well, trade lamb, it's kind of down into the mid sixes. And, a lot of the lamb indicators across the eastern states are down around 90 cents for the week or thereabouts. So reasonably significant falls on a weekly basis and uncharacteristic falls for this time of year. We usually see the market going up in winter.
Yeah, for the lambs, we're usually seeing the buying activity around this time heading into spring, aren't we?
Yeah, it's a kind of normal season when you see reasonably low supply going through to the abattoirs and to the sale yards, and that tight supply tends to support pricing, but we've seen the reverse last few weeks of abattoirs being inundated with turn-off of lambs. And obviously lambs presented at the sale yard as well because the abattoirs are a bit chock full at the moment.
Yep, so the big turnaround then, in terms of downturn in both markets, to what extent is all the commentary and chatter about foot and mouth disease playing into that?
It certainly is. It's probably, I guess you could almost say it's maybe the straw that broke the camel's back to a degree, Ricky. It's definitely a concern. A lot of producers are talking about it. Personally, I think the level of the sell-off we've seen presently is a bit of an overreaction, but I can understand why producers are that concerned just because of how devastating it could be if it gets in. But I think we do need to bear in mind that the risk of it getting in has only increased from 9% to just under 12%. So that's only a 3 percentage point increase. That's probably not reflective of the amount of kind of anxiety that's being felt in the marketplace and the price pressure that's kind of resulting of that.
Yeah, that's what fascinates me about all of this. I mean, I'm looking at an article on your website by your colleague and one of our other regulars, Andrew Whitelaw, pointing to the case numbers and the activity in Indonesia do seem to be trending downwards. Vaccinations are trending up. But is it just all the commentary in other parts of the media about foot and mouth disease and how it's dominant is just seeing... I mean, farmers are the buyers. I'll just be a bit surprised that they're influenced by what's happening in the mainstream media.
Look, it can play into it. Psychology is a funny thing in markets, and the issue too is that you've got a concern, and then when the market reacts to a concern, it kind of reinforces the concern. So it almost is a bit of a negative spiral where you see the price coming off, and then you start to panic a bit more. And that can play in that market psychology. But you're right in saying, like, if you look at Indonesia's control of the virus of FMD presently, the case has peaked at about the 67th day of the outbreak, and we're about day 97 now. So, and those case numbers are trending down, as you say, which is the right direction, and the vaccination rollout's picking up pace. So, from that perspective, we could suspect that the Indonesian situation is becoming under control, and if that's the case, that will be positive for Australian context because that's less risk really if they can get it under control and mitigate that kind of potential for spread.
Well, that's what concerns me about the movement in both of these market indicators is that you're looking at about a 12% fall in a week in the sheep price, about a 6% fall in the cattle price, and that's when we don't have foot and mouth disease detected anywhere in the Australian herd. How far is it going to fall if we do have a detection?
Oh, look, yeah, that's obviously the concern, and it would be the impact to some of those sectors in terms of exports is significant without a doubt if we get it. So, you can see, part of the nervousness and how it's reacting to price. And you're exactly right. If we actually got it in here, I think we'd be seeing significantly larger falls. For the market to drop, 30, 40, 50% wouldn't be uncharacteristic fairly quickly. Just because of that loss of access to those key export markets. And we're not talking just livestock there, Ricky, too. We're talking, obviously, dairy product and wool would also be impacted.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we'll keep tracking that closely. Matt Dalgleish from Thomas Elder Markets. People want to find out more, they go to thomaseldermarkets.com.au. Got that right?
That's it, mate. Thanks for that.